Well, Cathie, I just wanted to dispel one question I've been getting all morning as I walk around the show. People are asking me whether or not I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And I would like to, just clarify that I am more bullish than ever on Bitcoin.
In a discussion powered by Marathon Digital Holdings at the Bitcoin conference, Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, and Cathie Wood, CEO of Ark Invest, shared their perspectives on the future of Bitcoin, covering political, macroeconomic, regulatory, capital market, and technological aspects. This summary provides key insights for investors. Wood notes a radical shift in Bitcoin politics. With bipartisan support emerging, politicians are now actively seeking input from Bitcoin enthusiasts, signaling growing recognition and acceptance. A year prior, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen expressed concerns about Bitcoin, linking it to money laundering and environmental damage. However, her stance has softened, indicating a change in perception within government circles. Saylor views the recent executive order as a green light for Bitcoin from the US government. The order directs government agencies to educate themselves on Bitcoin and explore its integration, marking an unprecedented embrace of a new asset class. Saylor emphasizes that Bitcoin has been embraced by the US government, a significant shift from potential concerns about it being perceived as Eastern technology. Before we delve into the video, if you want the latest crypto news, market updates, and expert insights from the top minds in the industry, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay informed, stay ahead, and never miss an opportunity in this ever-changing world of the financial market. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. While acknowledging anxieties about regulation, Saylor believes the outcome will ultimately be favorable for Bitcoin. He sees Bitcoin as an ethical, technical, and financial safe haven. The SEC has declared Bitcoin not a security, potentially lowering its risk profile compared to other cryptocurrencies, particularly in light of Chairman Gensler's stance on other digital assets. Let's watch Michael Saylor and Cathie Wood share their thoughts on the future of Bitcoin.
Well, Cathie, I just wanted to dispel one question I've been getting all morning as I walk around the show. People are asking me whether or not I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. And I would like to, just clarify that I am more bullish than ever on Bitcoin. The future's bright. So, we're here to talk about what we see in the future. And you've spent a career in institutional investment and capital markets, looking at it from the point of view of an investor, and I spent my career attempting to attract money from people like you, running a company in the public market. And so I think we're both half of the coin, and that's why I was excited to talk with you today. So in my mind, I got three main areas. The political, macroeconomic, regulatory environment, what's going on there in the next year to 2 years. And the second is the capital markets and what's going on with large pools of money, the people running the trillions and trillions of dollars, I guess hundreds of trillions of dollars. And then the third is technology. And of course, you love technology, you know the capital markets. We both have political opinions.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we start with politics and regulation and economics? What do you see as we look forward, and how do you think it's going to affect Bitcoin?
Well, I think the most interesting thing that's happened, and we met someone from Mississippi, I think a congressman from Mississippi, and I'm seeing the politics around Bitcoin changing radically, because it has become, the single issue that some people are voting on, and this is bipartisan. And even where we've moved in St. Pete, because people know that I'm very Bitcoin focused, the politicians have come to me and said, I want to pulled together a room of Bitcoin enthusiasts, and I really want to learn from them what they want from us. Think about that. Think about that. That is a radical shift over the last few years. The other thing that I see, so a year ago, roughly, when Janet Yellen was appointed Treasury Secretary, I remember her first comments about Bitcoin were money laundering, nefarious characters, environmentally damaging. And then 2 weeks ago, someone's whispering in her ear, and we talked about this, you think it might be Gary Gensler. There is someone whispering in the ears of politicians, if you want to lose, if you want the US to lose out on this, one of the most amazing innovation platforms of all times, you keep talking like that. So she has changed her tune. So I'm very positive here. And of course, we're meeting people from around the world, just met from Honduras, Mexico. I think the movement is spreading pretty quickly now.
Yeah, I think the last 12 months has been just a 180-degree turn. If you roll back 12 months, you had so many smart people that had a lot of money and power saying, Bitcoin looks too good to be true. It's so good, someone's going to ban it. Right? We heard that. And I think a couple of weeks ago, with the executive order, what we had was the President of the United States giving a green light to Bitcoin. You have a one-page memo and it says, whereas 40 million Americans, rely upon this and this is part of their future, I hereby direct every government agency to get educated on Bitcoin and figure out how you incorporate it into the government. And I think that if I scan the last 100 years of history, and I ask, when's the last time the President of the United States directed the government to embrace a new asset class? The answer is never. So I think that Bitcoin should be taking a victory lap for what happened here just in the past few weeks in the United States government, because a year ago, Bitcoin was, maybe it was Eastern technology and it wasn't Western technology, and maybe the government was going to ban it and we're afraid of it. And what happened in the last 12 months is Bitcoin moved west, Bitcoin has been embraced. The administration has given a green light to Bitcoin. And, Congress and the Senate are enthusiastically figuring out Bitcoin, and now there's a little jockeying, I think, about who can be the most pro-Bitcoin politician.
Yes, bipartisan. This is a bipartisan issue. It's bringing our country together in many ways, which is, given what we've just been through, so shocking. The one thing that I will say we need to watch out for is, in China a few years ago, it was blockchain technology all the way, we're going to lead the way. And then, of course, they banned everything in favor of their own CBDC, of course, the digital yuan. I don't hear talk about that here, and I haven't heard much talk about, hey, this is going to displace the dollar as the reserve currency of the world. That's very good that we're not hearing that kind of rhetoric, but I am sure as the elections evolve, someone will raise it as an issue. Nonetheless, I think the momentum is clearly behind Bitcoin now.
I mean, the momentum is clearly behind Bitcoin. A lot of people have anxiety about regulation, and they ask me, aren't you afraid? And I do not have anxiety about regulation. When I look at this, I say, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be worked through. FASB's working through some accounting issues, FDIC's working through some banking issues, SEC's working through some security issues, the administration's working through all their issues. But regardless of how fast that happens and how sharp that occurs, I don't think there's any outcome other than favorable for Bitcoin. And I think that what I say over and over again is, Bitcoin is the ethical safe haven for any public figure, and it is the technical safe haven for any technical company, and it is the financial safe haven for any investors. So if you have anxiety, I think that people that are thinking about this are going to realize that Bitcoin is the risk-off crypto asset network, and all of this regulation is going to create volatility, but ultimately The single number one most important issue is you walk into a room with people that have collectively 10 or 20 trillion dollars, and you tell the story, and they say, well, you know, Bitcoin sounds better than gold, and Bitcoin sounds better than owning a big tech stock, and Bitcoin sounds like the solution to all the world's problems, and it's just so good that someone is going to take it away from me because it's too good. And what you need is this one-page memo from the White House saying, no, we're not taking it away from you.
Well,
and then at that point, people can start to put billions of dollars into this asset
Sure,
class.
and I think we have someone at the SEC who is behind Bitcoin. At MIT, certainly that was the case. And the SEC has declared, as we all know, that Bitcoin is not a security. Now, Gary Gensler is talking pretty aggressively about everything else out there being a security. So I think this has elevated Bitcoin from a risk point of view, not to a lower risk. I shouldn't say elevated. It's actually lowered the risk that it's so clear Bitcoin is not a security, and everything else, at least in Chairman Gensler's eyes, is.
Saylor and Wood emphasize the importance of the Lightning Network for Bitcoin's adoption. Integrations by Cash App and Kraken are seen as significant steps forward. Bitcoin's unique characteristics as a decentralized, global, and digital monetary system differentiate it from traditional assets and position it as a potentially transformative technology. In conclusion, Saylor and Wood present a bullish case for Bitcoin, driven by evolving political and regulatory acceptance, favorable macroeconomic conditions, technological advancements, growing capital market interest, and its unique value proposition. For investors, Bitcoin represents a potentially high-growth asset with the potential to disrupt traditional finance and serve as a hedge against economic uncertainty. However, investors should carefully consider the risks associated with Bitcoin, including volatility, regulatory uncertainty, and technological challenges.